Welcome woodblock print collectors and enthusiasts. Today I'm going to be unboxing 4 woodblock prints that I won at auction. And I haven't seen these prints in person yet. You and I are going to experience them at the same time together. So let's begin. All right, well, first, kudos to this packing company because look at how well they've protected these prints. They've sandwiched the prints between cardboard and 2 thick pieces of plywood. It probably weighs 15 pounds. Let me cut these straps open if I can, and we will see what's inside. Okay. So what we're looking at are 4 prints from the series Shinsen Azuma Nishiki-e, or a new selection of Eastern brocade pictures. All of these are by Yoshitoshi and published around 1886. And one thing is that these prints are interesting because we're used to seeing triptychs and single sheet prints, but these are diptychs. So that means 2 sheets per print. And I think there were 23 total in this whole series. This print is called Sakura Sogo no Hanashi, or the story of Sakura Sogo. And this story is based on a legendary Japanese farmer. The farmers in 17th century Edo were protesting the abuse of the Hota overlords. And the mayor, Sogo, decided to appeal to the shogun. But in those days, direct appeals to the shogun were illegal, and he was arrested. It was widely believed that he was executed by crucifixion, along with his sons and also his wife, in 1653. In this print, we can see Sogo visiting his family for the last time before he goes to see the shogun. And his children are clinging to him and trying to stop him from leaving. It's a very emotional scene. In one telling of the story, in order to spare his family, he gives his wife divorce papers, but she refuses to accept them and chose to die with him. This next print is Shinmei Sumo Toso no Zu, or Firemen Fight Sumo Wrestlers at the Shinmei Shrine. This is one of the most fun and popular prints in the series. I had one of these a couple of months ago, but it was not nearly in as good condition as this. This one is really nice and it's not backed. It depicts a fight between the fireman Kotengu Heisuke, who was the leader of his fireman company. And he's got the tattoos, and he's fighting against the sumo wrestler Yotsuguruma Daihachi at Shinmei Shrine. And this was an actual fight that occurred in the Shinmei Shrine in 1805. And this wasn't an uncommon thing, these fights between the firemen or the various companies of firemen who were responsible for protecting certain areas of the city. And they would get into fights with little ronin groups and with other types of groups like these sumo wrestlers. And I actually have here a photo from maybe the late 1800s of a fireman company. And you can see, if you look at it closely, how tough these guys look and how exciting a fight must have been. This next print is Shirokiya Okoma no Hanashi, or the story of Okoma of Shirokiya. Otsune runs a failing lumber trading business called Shirokoya, and Otsune needed her beautiful daughter, Okuma, to marry a rich husband who could save the failing company. However, Okuma is in love with Chushichi, who is an employee at the lumber company. And Okuma wanted Chushichi to run away with her and get married. but he hesitated due to his loyalty to the company. And now enter a cunning hairdresser named Shinza, who overhears their conversation, and he sees an opportunity to make money. He convinces Chushichi to follow Okuma's plan of eloping, and then in Shinza's mind, he wants to be the hero who saves Okuma and gets a reward from her mother, Otsune. Anyway, Shinza ends up kidnapping Okuma, but she is saved at the end and Shinza is killed. And I love this print because it's got a great sense of humor to it. You can see Shinza the barber pulling on Chushichi's hair as he looks over at Okuma, the beautiful woman, and hatches this crazy plot to kidnap her. This next print is called Enmei in Nito no Hanashi, or the story of Nito in Enmei Temple. And this priest Nito was known as a womanizer. His favorite lady was the head servant girl, Okoro. And in this print, we can see that Nito, the priest, is checking the room to make sure it's private before they have their romantic encounter. The plot of this drama was based on a real event called Enmei Affair. The head priest of the Enmei Temple was arrested and condemned for illicit love affairs with many women, including some ladies in waiting at the shogun's court. After the priest was arrested, he was executed in 1803. And if anyone wants to learn more about these stories and the kabuki plays they are associated with, I strongly recommend kabuki21.com. It's a great online resource with information on the actors, history, and of course, all the famous plays for several hundred years. Thank you for joining me on this unboxing journey of Yoshitoshi prints. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and happy collecting.